Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing This is turn 64. Let's jump into things. Alright, so we got a little bit of stuff going on. Let's jump in and see what we have accomplished. We've got Conjuration 6 finished. This is good on our way up to Conjuration 7 and ultimately Conjuration 8. I guess ultimately, in theory, Conjuration 9. So Conjuration 6 gets us nothing immediate that we're like ooh about, although it does get us the ability to summon flame spirits. We so choose to go that route. We've got a couple of site searches, nothing with a Voice of Apsu. We summoned some Yetis, nothing with an Arcane Probing, Gnome Lore, or Auspex. Unfortunate there. We found nothing in Alluvia with a site search, but we did find something in Green Waters. We found a living sediment, so this is another +1 nature site. Cool. And then we have a series of battles from Pan, so it looks like Pan has... I think we listed out a couple of different options, right? Pan might just play defensive, or Pan might drive towards one of our fortresses, or Pan's gonna potentially split that army up and hit. Looks like Pan has done the third option. So take a look at some of these. They've attacked in Bell. All right, so we've got a bunch of Centaur warriors here. We've got the Centauride Hierophantide over here with a Harpy, and they are up against relatively weak province defense. Some heavy infantry being the best thing that's really going to be sported here. I would anticipate that they come away from this with pretty much nary a scratch. Oh, is this guy kitted? No, he's not kitted, but he does have liquid body. He does have, some stuff to cast. So we kill the Harpy. The Centaurs are gonna run forward and just chew through that. And immediately rout them and then butcher. Alright, so these guys are great. Like, I love Pan. We got such good units, like Centaur Warriors, so strong. Being able to berserk, multiple attacks, stealthy, right, this is actually of note, right? They could just stealth on me this turn, so we'll see how it goes. Easy peasy, mopping me up. Very nice. Not going to be able to win against such a large force. Not gonna happen on that one. And we got a battle in the Underspring. Okay, and this is funny. Okay, so this is another Hierophantide with some white centaurs. So we've got protection cast. Oh, I guess we should look at what we've got. Just well, I say a small amount of Bakemono Show, but this is actually a fair number of Bakemono Show. It's just they're all size 1, so they're all clumped together. Protection gets cast. Not blessed. And then this Hierophantide kind of runs in. So this is bad scripting. Probably, Pan's got a vast empire trying to do a whole lot of different things. When they split up this raiding party, they probably weren't paying a whole lot of attention, or they got rushed or what have you. But this Hierophantide just comes running in, and there's this situation where, like, oh, they could have just, like, run right up to her and just butchered her, but they didn't. But for whatever reason, they then turn around and boom, she's popped. Which means the leadership is broken for all of these white centaurs. The only problem is they are berserkers, right? So they have, at least a few of them have gone berserk. And now the Bakemono Show, who did such a good job there, are fleeing. They are routed. There's no way that what we have is going to survive these 3 white centaurs. So we kill one. We kill one, amusingly. And then we are chased from the field. So in Underspring, we actually succeeded in killing a Hierophantide and 4 white centaurs, and this is a victory, right? This is easily a victory. You got to keep in mind, this is just province defense. We've got elders that are troop movers for us. We have I don't know, we paid for, I think, 20 elders over the course of the game. But losing 120 gold, losing, what is that, another 220 gold, losing 340 gold to province defense. I mean, sure, they took the province, but that's good. That's a good trade. This is an annoyance. These units have routed. They're gonna have fled to other provinces. He's gonna have to pick them up. He's gonna have to try to get these two centaurs, get a hold on them or something like that, right? This is plus for the province defense scenario, right? And then we have a battle in Fever Fens, and this one is a bit more in the enemy's favor. Again, not really a setup that's paying much attention. So this Hierophantide comes rushing forward, and there's this brief opportunity where we could have potentially popped them, but Jaguar Tribe is not great in the best of times, and they do not pull the trigger. So in Fever Fens, we accomplish nothing. Happens. And then in Yellow Caves, we go ahead and watch this. This is the first time we've actually gotten to watch our Shaman in action. Sitting currently at 25 protection. Is going to do 25 protection, 22 strength. Strength of Gaia is going to bump that up to 26 strength. Very nice. And also give us Spark Skin. Iron Skin is going to take us up to 30 protection. 25 to 30. Then we get a Temper Flush in. We get an Earth Power. So our fatigue is only up to 35. We now have Reinvig 7. And then a Legions of Steel. So if we look at these units, these are actually combat speed 14 units. So what this tells us is that Sans Flyers or Cavalry, we're going to be able to get this this script off almost every time. So it's going to put us at 45 fatigue, and we have Reinvigoration 7, which is pretty good. So this is a sustainable situation. 33 protection, not bad. Boom, dead. Boom, dead. Boom, dead. It's very hard. Unfortunately, is not very fast. So there's not going to be a lot of like catching people that are routing or anything like that. Yeah. Okay. So very cool. There's the possibility like we could eventually put Boots of Quickness or something like that on the Yeti Shaman. That would be a nice upgrade, but also spending gems. What else have we got on? We've taken control of the province Wick. Our forces met no resistance. This is the one that Lanka had just picked up from us. We took back at their agreement. We've got some events in Scraw Point. 820 people have left. So a large group of non-faithfuls have decided to immigrate. Whatever. We lost some people, gained some dominion. Alluvia, a black sunken ship, has been discovered in a deep gorge. Contain a huge amount of gems. Actually, a huge amount of gems. This was 15 gems, a piercer, and a pendant of luck. So that's pretty cool. Then in Greenwoods, we had an earth gem, a handful of magic gems. A handful of magic gems plus 1 earth. What? That does not compute. And then, unfortunately, Scout 11 was discovered and attacked in Rafabolia. Unfortunate there. And the construction of the fortress in Trackless Wastes has been completed. Great. Fantastic. Alright, what are we doing this turn? Well, We are 2 months off of finishing the City Palisades in Titan's Breath Peak. This contingent is basically going to stay there until then, or very close to it, right? We are maneuvering units in our interior to counteract the threat of these raiders. I do not think he is going to combine an initial force against me. I don't think he's going to try to, like, sit on a throne or anything like that. I don't think that that's a plan. But it's possible. And because it's possible, I want to position against that. So we are moving forces into Perenna, and then we are moving forces into Ctesiphon. That is going to allow me to cover all of these provinces, including Perenna, including Kunaral, including Ctesiphon, etc. Unfortunately, we can't. That does mean that we are moving away from Koenberg. It means we're moving away from easy reinforcement of Titan's Breath peaks. But we don't see anything on the horizon for right now, so I'm okay with that. And if need be, we're now only 2 turns away. It's not like we're several turns away. So, should be okay. And we are counter-attacking. It's very important to try to counter-raid as much as possible, even if it is just like what we're going to do here, low-commitment counterattacks. I expect all 3 of these counterattacks to fail, primarily because I expect to get intercepted on at least one of them, and then the others are so low-commitment that I just don't think they'll succeed. But they might, and it's worth it if they do. So the first one is actually we're just going to ping Bell with Scout 23. There's the chance, right, that he moves along without putting any province defense in there. This is one of the reasons why I prefer to put 1 province defense, is to avoid the option of scouts pinging and taking provinces back for you. You do not want to make it easy for people to counter-raid you. I don't know if Pan's in the habit of that yet, though, so or if that is a habit that Pan has, so we're going to test and see. If we lose a scout, we lose a scout. We probably won't lose a scout, though, because he's going to retreat. Another move is we are going to move Gala 25 into Underspring, and she is going to do 2 swarm casts. If there is light PD here, we know what the PD here is. We know it's Bakemono shows. We know they do not have very many hit points. We know that they are not especially skilled. It is possible that if he puts a few points of PD in here and there's nothing else, that 2 swarm casts will take the province. So, we will see. More likely, he's going to come here and he's going to try to pick up some centaurs, and this Gala is going to die. I try not to do too many Gala deaths, but I think this one is... it has the potential to win. And if we lose a Gala, it's not the end of the world. So, we're going to try. And then we are going to actually be tossing Ishib 12 into Beaver Fens. And we're going to do this because I don't think he's going to be there next turn. But there is the chance that he actually combines these forces and tries to hit Perenna. And if that is the case, we're going to have an interception, and Ishib 11 is not going to be able to stand up against White Centaurs. He might, probably not, but he might be able to stand up to Centaur Warriors. If only because when they berserk, they're going to have 20 damage. So if he is liquid-bodied and he is moss-bodied and he's sitting around 25-ish protection, they're probably going to pop him. I say probably. They're definitely going to pop it. He's going to die. I don't know. There's the chance that if he gets lucky in the initial stages of the fight, that he might be able to kill a couple of them and rout them. But more than likely, I would assume that he just dies. Still, having a thug in thug equipment not raiding, not doing anything is kind of pointless. And this is, again, if he dies, it's not a huge loss. These are probes. We are trying to learn how our enemy acts, learn what they tend to do when they're raiding or moving, etc., etc. So we've got to make some assumptions. We've got to try some things and see how they work out. We're also going to be moving into Eol with Elder 12 and some patrollers. We'll see how that works. And what else? What else? I think aside from some basic moves here or there, Iship 20 heading over to Perenna, moving Iship 22 back up, moving Elder 20 down into Green Waters. I think other than that, movement is relatively simple this turn. We are moving the Crystal Sorceresses from Tesiphon into Perenna to group up with these Crystal Sorceresses to have a larger communion, a safer communion, basically. Because probably what we're going to do in response next turn is we're going to combine some forces. And we're going to have a little army troll around and see how things go. We're also going to be pinging Hall Woods with Hordy, just to kind of get an eye on what is happening there. You can see our Dominion is trying to push itself out now. This is good. I do actually want to get started on a fortification over in the Verdant Steppe sooner rather than later. And I'd kind of like to get a fortification in Delca, I think, eventually. Maybe Delca or Neotha. Any of those would probably be good forts. We gotta keep pushing that whole infrastructure bit, but it's hard to kind of decide what I want to be spending my gold on at this point. We are continuing to. We've been very lucky. Oh, we haven't talked about this. Let's touch this first. We've been very lucky in our avoidance of astral corruption horrors. That is not going to hold. We are eventually going to get got, but we are continuing to be greedy, continuing to cast spells and to forge. We're actually forging quite a bit this turn, not using all of our hammers, but we're getting closer. But we are trying to continue to, give our mages a fighting chance, right? This Haruspex, and this is risky, right? Because it's unlikely that this Gala actually succeeds. But I really want to get Haruspex done over in this area, so we're going to take the risk. We're probably going to end up losing a Thistle Mace, but it's possible that she swarms and survives, so we'll see. And then in other places, right, we've got more Arcane Probing, we've got Voice of Apsu, we've got Gnome Lore, and these we're actually giving bodyguards to, right? We're giving not only the capabilities of summoning units, etc., but we're giving them bodyguards when we can fill them out. And that's good, right? Over in the... we're actually doing a lot of forging in Titan's Breath because, this is where a good portion of our mages are. This is a good portion of our bodyguard units. So, making use of them. We're gonna site search Titan's Breath peaks, and we are going to. I think we're actually gonna head him down there. I don't think we need all of those people up here. We're gonna go reinforce down south. And we're site searching, and we're forging. Forge a Frostbrand. We're gonna forge more Boots of the Messenger, Endless Bags of Wine, Headdresses of the Bull. I think we're doing some water bracelets. I think we're doing a coral sword, aren't we? Somewhere. I think we're doing a coral sword up here. I don't remember. We're not. We're probably about to do a coral sword. Let's do a coral sword. Oh no, he's searching. Sorry. Because I want to make sure have multiple people are supposed to be site searching. Are supposed to. Okay. And we'll give this guy some bodyguards. So that's basically what we're doing with trying to do with the majority of people is give them a decent fighting chance against whatever horrors show up against them. So here's the thing, most horrors are not very robust. Like, they're not very defensive. Most horrors are just super killy. So if you have a couple bodyguards, or you can summon like some swarms at them, or some water elementals or something like that, you can sometimes come out ahead. And not casting, not forging means that it means that a portion of the game that we have dedicated resources to becomes useless, basically. We went up to Construction 6 for a reason, because it gives us power. We can translate it into power, and we can do that efficiently with our Dwarven Hammers. If we're not doing that, then we're not making use of that power, the current ability to get power, but we're also not making use of the investment that we put into it, right? That is now becomes a waste, right? It's like it's kind of like how Jay hates it when you do like hardcore, like take hardcore Rendment for an example. He hates when I invest into something like experience growth, because if we play for a while, like if we say we play to level 30 and then we die, and I spent the first 20 levels putting points into experience gain, then those were basically 20 useless levels, you know? So it's that kind of situation. That is what we're looking at here, is we put the time and effort into creating those hammers. We put the time and effort into getting to Construction 6. And this isn't just about hammers, it's also about researching and things like that, or ritual casting spells. But if we don't do those things, then we are wasting the opportunity that we have now, and we are losing the efficiency that we gained in trying to get to this point in the first place. What else are we doing? We are empowering Enchantress 2 in fire. I've been hemming and hawing over this. I'm not going to do that. We have a decent fire income right now, but we don't have a crazy, like, if it was death gems, then I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna power, and then I'm gonna, like, try to path boost up and blah blah blah. But we don't have that many gems, and we don't have that much of an income. We're just gonna end up with some fire gems, so there's no point. Because we're trying to go the Tartarian route, I don't feel like there's a point in trying to waste our gems now, because it just seems so likely that we're gonna get a higher fire than fire 2 out of a tart, and when that happens, then it will be worthwhile to try to utilize our fire gems. Until that point, I just feel like it's not going to be worthwhile. Nope. All right. Oh, another big thing that we have not talked about yet this turn. Ta-da! The global enchantment pool gets smaller and smaller. Arcane Nexus has been, I don't know if it was dispelled. I don't know if whoever put it up, Relay put it up. I don't know if his god put it up, or if he had a specific caster put it up. I don't know if it got dispelled or if that individual got killed. The chat has been relatively silent on the matter. But there was a big hullabaloo about having Arcane Nexus up, having Astral Corruption up. I'm the hullabaloo about Astral Corruption. I understand, once again, I understand Arcane Nexus is the scarier spell. It is definitely the spell that will win you the game. But Astral Corruption pisses me off. So it's the in-your-face thing that I hate, right? But Arcane Nexus is gone. This is a good thing because even though I am way more annoyed by Astral Corruption, Relay having Arcane Nexus and being able to utilize Arcane Nexus is bad news. It's very bad news. But there's a second reason why I'm actually really glad that it's gone, and that is because opening up slots on the globals is really potentially good for us. If we can make it to Well of Misery and have that fire off before these slots get taken up, then we don't have to worry about that, and that would be fantastic. That would be absolutely fantastic. So as it is right now, we are looking to hit our goal next turn. We will be very, very close to Conjuration 7. The turn after that, we are hands down going to be Conjuration 7. Unless we mobilize like every mage in our civilization, then we'll be at Conjuration 7. And a good chunk into Conjuration 8, basically. And what it's going to look like there is I think that is going to depend on how much of a military we have mobilized at that point. It could take us 2 turns after that, so it could take us 4 turns from now, or it could take us 5 turns, or it could take us 6 turns. If we have a lot of our military, a lot of our mages mobilized, it could take us as long as 6 turns to get to Conjuration 8. I think it more likely that we hit the point at 5 turns. I think it unlikely we hit it. So, we'll see. Okay. And that is pretty much it. That's basically the turn. We are being a little bit dicey on some things. As we can see, right, we've got individuals right here in the womb that are just holding. It's possible that they get hit, right? They could get attacked, but we've got an interesting mix of units here. We've got cavemen that hit really, really hard, and if we mix enough undead in and amongst them, it's potentially possible, right, that these cavemen are able to kill some Centaur warriors, and at this point, it's kind of like, I don't know what else we're gonna do with these. These are just patrollers. They're just chaff. We're only getting 3 at a turn. They might as well try to make a stand in the womb. So we'll see what happens. All right, that's it. I think that's the turn. We will see. We'll see if Pan presses. I have a sneaking suspicion that he's probably going to stealth, right? Like, that is what I would do in this scenario. I would say, fuck you, and I would stealth. I'd stealth into Tesiphon, right? I'd take this White Centaur group. I'd stealth into Tesiphon. I'd take this White Centaur group. I'd stealth up to Pugria or into the womb, right? And then I would start hitting. Stealth, move, attack. Stealth, move, attack. Stealth, move, attack. Stealth, move, attack. Just basically elf the shit out of me. Like, there's almost no reason not to do that. You have every capability of doing that here. Fix your scripting, and then just stealth raid the shit out of me. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot against it. I have a couple of counter raiding options, but they're not great, and you'll be able to bait me out. And then basically my only other option is going to be to put together large cumbersome forces and charge your shit, which is potentially one of the options that I'm gonna do, right? Like, you got to keep in mind, I could be very close to Hall Woods. On the next turn, I could move, and then I could combine forces and then threaten Hall Woods on the following turn. If we look at what I have here, I have 65 units here. I've got another 130, 51, right? I've got another, I don't know, I think 20 or so here with the Yetis that I've got. And this is a full, this group here in Perenna, these mages, this is a full complement. I can cast everything, that I want to cast, that I have to cast in my arsenal, right? Now I'll have to do a good portion of it through a communion, because, you know, I unfortunately have not been able to spend as much time, as much money on Enkidu shamans as I would have liked. I really do not like Misfortune. I really do not like Misfortune. I don't know that I'm ever gonna play Misfortune. I say that, but every single time I'm like, I don't want to play this again, and then I'll play it. Like, I'll say, like, I don't want to play. I never want to play without magic weapons again, and then I'm like, well, do I really need weapons here? Or I'll be like, I never want to play without fortune, and then I'll be like, but if I hell bless this nation, it'll probably be kind of fun. I give these like ultimatums, but I never actually fall through. Anyways, that is going to be it for the turn. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'm excited to see where the war with Pan, as it is inevitably turning into, it's heating up. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.